I am recording again tonight from inside the RV just to kind of give you guys an update of what's going on today and how things went. I know that I am going to miss a second live stream this week, and I apologize for that. Can't be helped. I'll be traveling Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and I will get home, and then we will get back to the live stream. I promise I will find a way to make up for it. Anyway, let's get on with the statistics. Tonight we're going to talk about, see if I can switch this over here. There we go. So tonight we want to talk about the batteries today again. It looks like we did another just banner day. It's amazing how well the system is performing here. I mean, we're sitting at 94.2%. We set it 100% for hours today, from 12:15 all the way to 5:15. I mean, we spent 5 hours at the Goldilocks zone at the very top of the schedule here. So no complaints here. The system's performed well, although I will say that I did have a problem with the water today. We ran out. I made a mistake. Um, I left the water filtration system running, and it's one of those systems that uses excess water to create clean water. And it pumped about 25 gallons of water right out of my tanks, created 1 or 2 gallons, and threw the rest into the disposal. I completely wasn't thinking when I left town that I needed to turn that off when I'm going to be out camping. So when we filled up our coffee pots in the morning and we used the filtered water, then it basically turned that pump on and it just started running and running and running, and it didn't even dawn on me what was going on. So tonight, I came up with a solution for how I'm going to solve it, and I implemented it and it worked. So I will follow up next week with a video on that. I was going to try to record one tonight. The problem is you saw the parking lot from last night, and it is even more packed here tonight. I'm amazed how many people were here. I counted 27 RVs just as I was driving in to park. So that one's out. I'm not going to be able to record anything out there. There are multiple generators running and stuff like that. Most of them don't have anything off grid. It's nothing like mine. I sit over here in the corner with all my lights on 24/7 and never even think about it. And all these poor guys are running generators nonstop. So anyway, I just wanted to get that out in the open. I did have a water problem. I teased it a little bit yesterday. I do have a solution. The solution is pretty easy, and it came from my coffee setup here at the convention. So I'll walk you through that solution. It's not that big of a deal, but I'll give you a way to create a good backup plan so that if you do happen to need um, your a backup plan for water in addition to power. Power is easy. You keep a generator. Water is a much more difficult plan. So I'll show you what I did there, because it's not just about having the water. That's not too difficult to jump in your car, go somewhere and find some water. The problem still becomes getting that water into your RV or whatever to use it. Having a couple for, a coffee pot or something like that, that's no big deal. But getting your RV where your toilets work and that kind of thing, that's a big deal. So anyway, I'll go through that. But I wanted to, we'll go back to the statistics now. Let's see if that should switch it, hopefully. And so you can see the state of charge. We spent 5 hours in float mode today. Just fantastic. No complaints whatsoever. This is that LED power that we talked about yesterday or the day before. We're down at 94% now. I'm not even sure we do have the air conditioner in the bedroom on. The weather outside is just beautiful. The wife just turned the bedroom on. You can see that she went to bed a little early, about 9 o'clock, and it is now 9:23. So that temperature in there is dropping like a rock. Um, And the temperature here we left out for the puppies at about 78, 70, 76 to 78 all day long. Kept it nice and kept it from getting too warm for them. Then we turned it down a little bit as the day went on. And now you can see it's comfortably sitting down here. I turned it off, I think, here. And this has just been kind of just drifting because it's getting cool outside now. So, but it's quite beautiful. And you can see the temperature continues to drop all night long until the next morning. And we'll be down into the 60s in the morning. I've actually had to run heat 2 days in a row. I think I put it in a comment yesterday. I didn't actually show it to you. So let me show you the heat. I am a Floridian after all. So I need heat even when it's just a little bit cold. So a lot of this living room usage here in the morning is that heat running, but let me see if I can find a better view of that. This one. Yeah, so this is, I think it's L2. This is, yes, it is. This is the heat coming on this morning. And so I used quite a bit of that heat, before 8:40 a.m. We can actually come over here and see how much of that power was. Yep, that's it right there. So it's this burst here. So we used a half, almost zero point 0.6 kilowatt hours. So not too much, but I did run the heat this morning and it felt really good. The rest of it's all air conditioner and the nighttime AC. You can see here something went squirrely with it last night. I mean, it's registering kilowatt hours and 1231, which is not even close to right. Or maybe that's 1.23. So maybe it has corrected itself. But yesterday it had gone haywire and was registering these crazy numbers. So hopefully that'll fix itself. Maybe it can fix itself now if I just click on today and let's just see what happens. Nothing. Yeah, so it's acting broken. I don't know what's going on with it. Anyway, that doesn't make any difference. So we'll move on to basically the update is that everything is fantastically functioning well. I am so impressed. When I get out of that hot air in Florida, the system just is way overperforming what I would expected it to do, and I'm very pleased. I am not. I don't know what it would take to use this amount of electricity when we're there. I mean, if we go and look at usage by day, let's see if we can do that. That's a really good idea. Let's jump over to usage. Here we go. So here's the usage by days. This is the 8th yesterday. Let's go to today. So today we generated 15.5, and keep in mind we set on float for 5 hours. We use 14.3. The batteries are 100%. Yesterday, we go back to yesterday, we're looking at 19.9. We used 18 kilowatts. There's a huge difference in that 18 kilowatts and what we use when we're back at home. So let's just back up a few days here. So when we're back at home, that usage is 36 kilowatts for the August 1st. That one doesn't count. 35 kilowatts for 31st, 37 kilowatts, 35 kilowatts. And this is a majority of this power are those air conditioners. So as you can see here, we got 7.7 on that one and 13.8 on that one. That's 20 kilowatt hours of power on the air conditioner. And then if you compare that to today, let's just go to today, which is the 9th, and we look at it. We have 3 and 2, 3.6 and 2.4. So we've got, what is that, 6 kilowatts? As opposed to what it was a few minutes ago where, it was 20 kilowatts. So that's that is 15 extra kilowatt hours of energy a day that's not having to be made up by those solar panels. That's why the solar shed helps, because that's 7 kilowatts, that 6 to 7 kilowatts can offset that quite a bit. And then whatever extra the solar system on the roof can generate does. But I still end up a little bit short during these summer months. But here, where that isn't true, I've got an excess of power, which is why I am able to run things like the hot water heater and stuff like that when I want to during most months. December, January are out because the power is too low coming in, which that'll be interesting to see this coming December. And the usage is too high for air conditioning in the summer. But all the other months, we can go 100% off grid like we did this last February, March, April, May area. So interestingly enough, everything is really performing well. The history here is just working perfectly. And I don't know of anything else really that's changed that we need to discuss. Um, if you have questions, feel free to comment down below. I'll be glad to investigate what I can. And I am out of here tomorrow night after the show closes at 5 o'clock. We pack up and we head home. So I will not be available tomorrow night for live stream. I'll be on the road. And then I will be on the road Monday and Tuesday, and I will be back home on Wednesday. And you can certainly count on something later on this week from me once I get back, because I have seen multiple deliveries while I was gone and people picking things up for me and getting things ready. So I've got some good episodes up and coming, and I look forward to seeing you guys then. Um, I don't think I missed anything. I do want to just run over here to the charts real quick and Solar Assistant and just look at the load was only 10.5. So the load continues to go down. The power continues to go up. This couldn't possibly be any higher with it sitting in float for 5 hours. So it couldn't possibly have, it had tons of extra power, but we're basically, you can see here, we are totally off grid. I may even just take the whole trip home and not plug in the grid at all and just see how far it goes before the heat starts to get to me. That'll be a fun experiment. So that's what I'll do, and we'll review all those stats as we go, or when I get home, one or the other. And I think other than that, we'll look at today. You can see it cut right off. Then it just kind of maintained for those 5 hours. And it never really got down very low. Last night it got down to 80% and back up to the 100%. So never, no problems here. System's absolutely perfect. And I don't have any issues whatsoever. So I'm going to let you guys go. And thank you so much for watching and all of your feedback and letting me know what you're thinking as we go along. I will see you guys next week. Thank you, subscribers, and to my new members. I know I haven't gotten to you yet, but expect something from me soon. I'll get you something special out. And thanks for joining and being a member. I really do appreciate it. Talk to you guys later. Have a good night.